So race two. It's the water grade 3 chase. And our second race in Fosslas, it's over 2 miles. So first up is Hilly Way for David Hooley, Sensational Peacock for Vinnie Gerard, Star Guess for David Hooley, The Pretty Boy for Joshua Sutherland, Caribbean Night for Paul Parsons, Melon Lover for Darren Thompson, Vino Mambo for Del Hinton, and Wise Words for Craig Beckwith make up 8. Now this G3 event has got a few returning horses and previous graded winners. You'll have to hear me out just as the starter gets these away, but most of your top trainers are in here. I'm going to write in the forum about it, but obviously what I have noticed is that previous season's horses, their penalties are not being carried over because obviously an 8-year-old file doesn't age 8 in Tom. We send a 9-year-old file, and obviously there is no form on that 9-year-old for the 8-year-old's record. So what's obviously happening is nothing's carrying penalties. I don't know if it's happening over the flat, I haven't noticed, but obviously today I have. I get to the first jump here and they're all over it. Excuse us, Paul, but most of the top trainers are in here, and obviously it's quite important. So obviously Pretty Boy's riding here with £9 less than he probably should. I did notice that Melon Lover also was a novice graded winner last year. Now, I'm not too sure in the National Hunt in the real world, but I'm pretty sure if you win a grade 1 novice, if you're running an open season the following, you don't have to carry the penalty, but I could be wrong. Now this may have all been noted before, but it's because normally none of you top trainers ever put in returning horses. It's only because you've all been under a bit of pressure this year. It's like, oh my god, I can't get my 35 newbies up. I've got to start putting in. Now, you're probably all going to moan about it. And you probably are, but probably what's going to have to happen is if you want a graded event like a grade 1 last year, you can only run in grade 1s and maybe handicaps. You can't really run in grade 2s and grade 3s because obviously you're always going to not have to carry the penalty. Back to this race. They've gone through well over a mile, and it's still this Caribbean Night, so I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I'll write up in the forum. I've let Alex know. I don't know what he suggests, but don't moan about it too much, guys. There's enough going on for all the people that have to do all the stuff. If that's, maybe someone knows how to edit the file, maybe Leon or something, but to keep editing all the files, maybe you lot just can't return your horses. Anyway, back to this race with over 7 now, and Caribbean Night's finally challenged by The Pretty Boy, and then Star Guest and Wise Words and Sensational Peacock as they go over the 8th at poor jump there by Sensational Peacock drops back a couple of lengths, and then running on well was Melon Lover and Hilly Way, and poor old Vino Mambo. Maybe keep off the Vino, but up front is still this Caribbean Night as they start this long oval turn. Left hand down, and it's Caribbean Night by a length and a half to Star Guest. Up against the rail is Wise Words, Pretty Boy just on a little bit wider, and Sensational Peacock running on well, as is Melon Lover. Hilly Way trying to make up some ground, but it's Caribbean Night that's going to come off the bend first. He's got a couple of lengths advantage from Star Guest. Up on the rail is Wise Words, still running well between them is Sensational Peacock, and the green silks wider still is Melon Lover as they go over that one. A mistake by Caribbean Night. The Pretty Boys trying to push through, and it's Caribbean Night just half a length. Sensational Peacock seems to be going backwards. The Pretty Boy and Star Guest, and it's Star Guest that jumps himself into the lead. Inside a furlong and a half with 2 to take. It's the Star Guest. There's not much of a run in here. Star Guest is over the penultimate, but Pretty Boy's closing him down all the time. Running on well is Wise Words. Star Guest still leads as they come to the last. Just by a length they go over the last. A short run in. Star Guest hasn't got to hold on for much, but the Pretty Boy's getting up on the outside, and it's going to be the Pretty Boy on the line from Star Guest in second. Wise Words was third. And Caribbean Night, Paul Parsons hung on for fourth. We'll wait and see. But as we know, it's probably a little bit disappointing because obviously Star Guest probably would have won that if you were carrying £9 more. But anyway, we noted it. We've obviously seen it. Maybe it's been noted before and I've missed it. But obviously what's happening now is exactly that. So we'll have to come to some decision whether maybe Alex will let you drop that horse and put a new horse in. Maybe that's the answer. But anyway, Pretty Boy takes it for Josh Sutherland. Star Guest for David Hooley. Wise Words for Craig Beckwith. Hilly Way for David Hooley. Your first 4 on Caribbean Night for Paul Parsons. That long-time leader was 5th.